A man was running through the waste ground in Newcastle as there's a black egg-shaped spaceship flying down to Earth. A man looked and he sees an egg ship crashed, so he ran towards it, and a woman ran to him, then said, "Aidan, what are you doing? It's dangerous." So Aidan replied, "It's alright, Cheryl, I'm a detective now, I know what I'm doing." So Aidan and Cheryl walked towards where the ship crashed. So Sam showed up and said, "Stay back." So he ran as he's after something. So Aidan and Cheryl followed. After a while they found a green liquefied alien. So Sam said, "Easy." As he walked towards the alien, Aidan asked what it is. So Sam replied, "Liquid trial. Their skin is made of liquid of slime. I'm going to get him back home after I stung him." So Sam shot his anti-time device and put Liquid Trial to sleep. So he picked him up and said, "There we go. Easy. Worst thing can happen is that he's not alone, which is unlikely." So Sam stared at Aidan's face and said, "Aidan? A carer in hospital?" So Aidan said, "Yes, do I know you?" So Sam said, "Yes, it's me, Sam. I used to go insane because Monster Bin sprayed me with toxin. I needed to be looked after." So Aidan said, "Oh yes, of course. It's been 8 years. How are you doing?" So Sam replied, "I'm not so bad. At least I'm not insane by toxin anymore, I will add." "How's your friend Darren?" So Aidan replied, "He's doing fine. He's still working as a carer. I see you're still travelling." Sam replied, "Good, good, and yes, I'm still travelling. I even named a Mogwai who looks like Gizmo after Darren and gave him a bow tie." So Aidan laughed. Then Sam let him know that he had to go and drop Liquid Trial back home. So Aidan said goodbye. Sam walked inside his ship, carrying Liquid Trial. So he put him down on the floor and pressed the button. Sam's ship dematerialised. Sam talked to sleeping Liquid Trial. "Aidan was one of my care in hospital. After when the Monster Bin sprayed me with toxin and I wasn't myself, that was where I first met Dan Allen. Plus Darren was so good to me as well, which is why I named a Mogwai from Gremlins after him." Back on the train in space in Christmas 2017, meanwhile, at the basement unit under the library, Aidan and Cheryl sat down at the desk. Aidan is typing on the laptop, and Cheryl asked Aidan about the aliens or monsters that he has encountered. So Aidan replied, "Well, back in the day, it was perfectly normal life, but nowadays, it went mad. Back in 2014, I was staying over at London as my brother lives there, all the usual stuff, when all of a sudden, there were zombies. I obviously survived." So Cheryl replied, "Do you remember in 1st of July 2015, when the sun went weird, we almost lost it?" So Aidan replied, "Yes, I had to phone my family, but it went all right again, which is a relief." So Cheryl replied, "Yeah, what more encounters have you seen?" So Aidan said, "So 8 years ago, it was a week or two before I took Sam in, I was walking down in Newbiggin, then I heard a bang, so I had a quick look. There was a pirate ship in Newbiggin Beach. 12 months later, I was shopping at Asda in Ashington, looking for a new suit, something very smart, when all of a sudden, there was real Daleks everywhere attacking the street." So Cheryl said, "Don't forget, another 12 months later, Earth got moved across space and Daleks were invading." Aidan said, "Yes, my family were terrified. I'm glad the Earth was back where it belongs. Before this happened, there was news about ghosts in New York, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and not to mention, I saw a sea devil in Newbiggin." Cheryl said, "And that satellite has spotted a steam train on the moon on Christmas night. Oh my god, Christmas has been a dangerous time these days." First thing was the laser firing in the sky. So Aidan replied, "Yes, next Christmas, well, Christmas Eve, I was having dinner with my family in Newcastle, but then it went freezing, so I looked outside. The the whole street was frozen in ice, and the Christmas morning, when the spaceship flew over, Shill said, that was after when me and half the people were blipped, turning into dust. Although we didn't die, we were teleported in some crazy limbo, like a suspended animation, which is why we still age, even when we're blipped, for 6 months. So Aidan said, yes, I was alone. My family got blipped as well, but after Christmas, coming up in 2020, I was back in Newcastle when I saw another spaceship ahead. My brother told me he saw pterodactyls in London. There was news about them in Australia. And then Halloween, there was monsters all over Newcastle. So Shill said, do you remember 4 years before when the sky went rainbow? So Aidan replied, yes, a lot happened on Earth these days. It's now becoming normal. There was aggressive lightning in New York on Christmas Day 2020, someone falling off the Empire State Building, but his body was never found, which I guessed it was Sam. Then coming towards the end of summer 2021, I was having a drink in Newcastle. I spotted a Cyberman. Then a month later, there was a lightning in Newbiggin, and not to mention the news report about the battle in Pinnacle Desert with the stormtroopers and the Daleks. Then Christmas, War Dogs took over as the Prime Minister, and his robots all over the place, until it was sorted in New Year's Day and Boris was back. So Shill replied, it's like the aliens know about us. We must be prepared for more what's out there. So Aidan replied, I know. The worst was 7 months after the Christmas, when the Daleks attacked London. My brother was killed in the incident. So Shill said, I'm sorry to hear that. Aidan said, thanks. Like you said, we should prepare for what's out there. Be prepared for the worst. We almost had it when the Golden Titanic flew over at Newcastle. Then the first thing happened last year was so aggressive lightning, global warming, that we have no memory of the full detail, like we're hallucinating something. Shill recalls slender sightings in Newcastle. Aidan said, I also went down to Newcastle and there was another spaceship flying by. They do have a thing in Newcastle. Then there was news about bats, skeletons attack London, and then Halloween, there was creepy pumpkins attacking me. But I survived. And Shill replied, and Christmas there was plastic Santas with shotguns. And Aidan said, then there was Cybermen incident in Newcastle about a month ago. Meanwhile, Sam is in Spain. He's looking for something, or someone, as he's pointing his anti-time device around. So he looked through the alley, and E.T. was there. So Sam said, hey E.T., remember me from Christmas Day 2020? I better get you back home, you can trust me. So E.T. trusts Sam, and said, be good. Back at the basement, Aidan has found sightings of green slime on the footage in his laptop. So he suggested to Shill that they should investigate. So Shill agrees, so they pack their things, walked to the elevator, and it went up to the library. Aidan and Shill ran down to the Newcastle street, and eventually they got to Gateshead, Millennium Bridge, and found a small green slime on the handle. So Shill looked closely at it, and found it interesting, and believed it's not from Earth. Policemen went patrolling around in Newcastle, and he heard clattering in a building site, so the policeman believed it was kids messing about. So he goes inside to have a look, and said, come out of here, you kids not allowed here. This is a dangerous sight. As policeman suddenly saw Liquid Trial roaring, he was about to pick the alien up, but too late. The policeman got melted into a green slime. So Aidan and Shill heard the commotion, so they ran inside the building site, and found Liquid Trial and a tiny bit of slime on the floor, which was the policeman. Aidan was confused because he remembered Sam captured one of them, but Shill believed that there's two of them. So she walks towards Liquid Trial, but suddenly she got melted into a green slime, and Aidan shouted, no! He was horrified and doesn't know what to do. But then Sam arrived and said, I knew my ship was right to tell me I've missed one. You've been a bad blob. So Liquid Trial roared, then Sam shot him with his anti-time device, and Liquid Trial is put to sleep. Later, Sam managed to contain Liquid Trial inside a tank and said that this one was very aggressive, and he also said sorry to Aiden. He was proud of him and everyone else. He will always remember Cheryl. So Sam said his goodbye to Aiden. He went back in his ship and disappeared away. In Sam's ship, Liquid Trial was trying to get out of the little tank. Sam has arrived at Liquid Trial's planet, with all the ground made of green liquids. Meanwhile, Aiden's back in his basement on Earth in Newcastle, and then filmed himself on camera and said, "Cheryl wasn't the first person I lost. First my mother, who was killed by that nasty possessed bin. She died on the same day I took Sam into the hospital. Obviously I had brilliant things and terrible things in my life, and sometimes, well, I can hardly tell the difference. They're all the same thing. They're just me. I understand now because meeting Sam is amazing, but then I'm thinking of my brother, Mum and Cheryl. They're really nice people, and they're all gone now. It's not Sam's fault, but maybe that's what happens if you get attached to any heroes. Even if it's less than a second, they always have enemies. I often think how much longer before their loved ones pay the price. Oh, what am I thinking? Sam is brilliant. Without him, none of us would have been here. He saved my life. He made me want to become a detective, so I can help save the Earth, while Sam is not there all the time. On a positive note, that the world isn't all it seems. It's better.